Slide Thursday it is. Mornings with Luann and Tim. Thanks to KC Security for sponsoring the show for us. I have to tell you about last night. Oh my word.
Hey, what?
So when I moved to Sault Ste. Marie 31 years ago,
Wow.
one of the first things I heard was Aurora's. You have to eat at Aurora's. It's a,
It's legendary.
Yes, it's like, went last night.
West Side.
Yes, had the most lovely server. Her name's Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
And she was just lovely. And you know what? They've redone it.
Interior?
It's so beautiful. It's very modern. The food is, as always, absolutely stunning. But you know what? Dan, the manager, was standing behind the bar, and we looked over, and there were 3 brushes that were about this big, 4, like held together, and glasses were going in and out of there. Instead of, you know how, because you were a server, you had to like polish and shine up the glasses. Yeah. He puts it in there and it does it in like 2 seconds. It's so cool. Just go and ask him to run the thing.
Wait a minute, does it sit on the counter?
Yes. So neat.
And you put the glass, is it like one of those things, when you go in some places and it wipes all the snow and stuff off your shoes, you pull the thing, the brush goes brrrr.
Yeah, it's like a buffer, but obviously,
buffer.
Like very soft, obviously.
So wait a minute, this is for wet glasses?
Yeah.
Wow, the number?
So cool. So cool.
Can I tell you about my experience in some certain restaurants where I've worked, higher end, where, hi, Rosetta Sicoli.
Rosetta.
You have to fill a coffee pot with hot water.
Yes.
And then you would take your glass and hold your glass over the coffee pot while the steam came up.
Oh.
And then you would get your cloth, and then you have to go inside.
And it's got to be a certain cloth, no doubt.
Can't have any lint on it.
Right.
You have to hold that glass up and make sure it's perfectly clear. Every wine glass had to be steamed over after it came out of the dishwasher. You had to steam it and make sure that it didn't have
What a great idea, though. Or get Dan the Man at Aurora's.
Dan the Man.
The buffer, the
I'm going to go there
glass.
just to see how that thing works.
And it goes like...
How many glasses can you do at a time? What? Is that it, Luann?
Yes, that's it.
Michael's a genius, how he brings these images up so quickly.
Except I don't know what the pipe is. I'm not sure.
That might be steam.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Maybe steam.
Yeah. But honest to goodness,
they have one of those.
And it seemed like it was a little bit more compact.
What's the interior like now? What's the feel?
It's very modern. It's very
So no more of the paintings of the Italian on the wall.
No, not so much.
The Italian village.
Grays and darker grays.
That sounds nice.
Very nice. And they moved the bar so the room's
They did?
bigger. Yeah, it's awesome.
I gotta go.
Go check out, ask for Michelle to be the server, talk to Dan the Man, he's the manager, and ask him to run the little kamasa
and have some of Karen's homemade baking for dessert.
Oh, what?
Karen Vernelli.
Really?
Well, Karen and Victor own it, right? Karen and Victor Vernelli. I don't know whether I have a feeling maybe one of their sons is kind of running it now. But anyway, no, like Karen's pot. Karen,
we walked out and we were like
meringues, but
desserts.
Karen's pies. Karen, and then she bakes them.
All of them?
Uh-huh.
We saw like a cheesecake that looked like it was fake.
It's
my
Karen,
goodness!
It's Karen. Unless she's maybe
Really?
got somebody that she's taught, like sometimes you
Right,
can,
right.
But no, when Karen and Victor took over that place, Karen did all of the desserts, and they are like homemade goodness.
You know what? I think it's awesome that there are businesses in Sault Ste. Marie, and you're going to talk to one today, who have done the work and put in the time and kept up with the times and are still quality businesses. They work hard, and when you go there, you're going to get what's right.
There's a family reputation behind it. Now, now the Vernellis, of course, weren't Aurora Bukovich was the original, and then, of course, the Gassy family. And even Aurora Bukovich got her recipes from the Gassy family because she was...
I didn't know the history that far
so Aurora was a Gassy. And she opened the first Aurora's, I think, on James Street in the 1950s. And she knew nothing about restaurants. She did nothing about being a restaurateur.
She just cooked?
She didn't even cook. She asked her sister-in-law, Mary Gassy, can I borrow some of your recipes? I want to open a restaurant.
No.
Fast forward to the 1970s when Aurora Bukovich decides to sell Aurora's to her sister-in-law and brother and nephew, Chuck Gassy.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
And so they bought the restaurant, and then Mary Gassy said, can you imagine my sister-in-law sold me my own recipes back like 30 years later or something, 20 years later.
I bet she bought them.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah,
and
right.
Those meatball recipes.
Oh, the meatballs,
the pasta sauce.
My kids come home.
All of that stuff is Mary Gassie's recipes that has been.
We
passed
buy
on.
the containers of pasta sauce because we have to have an Aurora's night when my kids are home.
See, and then Mrs. B's was Aurora Bukovich.
See, that confused me because I had heard that when I first moved here.
When Aurora sold Aurora's to the Gassie family,
right?
Part of the thing was they got her the use of her name, and she couldn't open another restaurant, I think, for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
That was the deal in the sale.
Okay.
And then after about 7 years, Aurora was restless, as she was, because she just was a go-getter and she couldn't sit still. And so she opened Mrs. B's, and she had to change her pizza recipe slightly. She couldn't, obviously, she'd sold the recipe to.
Oh, so
that was the which is now, B's. But now, have you seen it now since it's the East Street?
No. I know it's been totally redone. In honor of, though, sort of, right?
Yeah, well, in honor of the history of the building and stuff. And that's, for heaven's sakes, Jane McGoldrick, who owns on Queen Street. For heaven's sakes, listen, I have to stop talking right now. Jane.
Notice how he doesn't, though.
What's the name of the place that Jane McGoldrick owns on Queen Street that's got amazing sandwiches and stuff? You guys? J. Caroline's.
Oh, J. Caroline's.
Thank you very much. Oh, Tim,
You're exhausted already.
That just killed me.
Holy moly.
So anyway,
I love the history of these places. And you know what? It's just so consistent. You go there and you know it's going to be awesome.
Yep.
And then you throw in a server like Michelle and just made the whole night.
There you go.
Made the whole night. Girls' night.
Well, now I have a craving for...
Oh. I had the lasagna. Oh, my word.
Oh, I like they do a linguine aglio olio.
Yes, eh? Yeah?
A little bit of, I think if they still use the same recipe, I don't want to go into it,
but they had, I saw a recipe, but they had hot peppers in it, and I don't like hot peppers, so I didn't have it because I love pasta.
They can leave them out. They make it fresh for you. They throw those, they can make the aglio without the peppers.
Well, I have to go back now.
They use a little bit of anchovy.
Yes, it says right on the menu.
It's a delicious recipe.
Can you put chicken in it? If you ask?
I'm sure you can order chicken. Yes, add them to toss some. And by the way, this is just us loving Aurora. This has nothing to do with. They're not a sponsor for the show. Maybe they should be.
I'm a foodie? Well, yes, you can tell I'm a foodie, but seriously.
Talk about foodies. Kim Kardashian.
She's out of control.
Okay, so
oh my God.
Apparently, Kim Kardashian has a heck of a kitchen. Do you want to show the video of Kim Kardashian's fridge, Michael? This is only one of her fridges. Here we go. This is her. Look at her. This is her kitchen.
Nice kitchen.
This is one of her fridges. Open the door, Kim, and take us in your.
What?
That is one of her fridges.
That's ridiculous.
That's the size of.
Come on.
I know restaurants will be happy to have a walk-in fridge that big. Who eats that much fresh food?
Nice and clean.
How can those grapes not go bad before she gets to them?
Exactly.
Look at the. Come off it. And she has a pantry that. Look at that.
Oh,
you must love that organization.
I love how it's so organized.
Do you think that Kim Kardashian herself does that?
No.
She has help, right?
Not for a minute. I bet she doesn't even realize that there's stuff under those shelves that you have to wipe off the floor. I bet she doesn't even think about that. I bet she just goes in and takes the grape.
How often do you take stuff out of your fridge and actually clean it?
Once a week.
Oh my gosh, you're good.
I have to. Before I go grocery shopping, I do it, because then when I come home with all my groceries, it's like, and you can put new stuff in, and it's nice and clean.
I kind of do it when my vegetable crisper gets to the point where there's just one onion left in it, and I go, ooh, look at all that crap in there.
Yeah.
That's when I do it.
When they're
or if I lift up my milk container out of the door of the fridge and go, ooh, ring around the there's little black rings, then I do it. I only clean the
crisper drawers are see-through.
Yeah, mine.
So when are they all see-through? No. But that's when you can see the dirt under it, right? And there I am. If I'm being lazy, I'm trying to get in under the crisper drawer, and then I'm like, idiot, take the thing out. You're spending so much time trying to get in there.
I have a real issue with my fridge.
Uh-oh.
Well, because I had a fridge that was in a cubby. Like it was in what was originally a hall closet became a cubby for a fridge in the kitchen. I didn't do it. But anyway, this new fridge that I got that I put in there, I guess the ventilation isn't good enough.
Oh, no.
And so the condensation, it's supposed to be frost-free, right?
Right.
Well, I get a little bit of a skating rink at the very bottom of my freezer. I guess it gets, I don't know what happens. I think the heat from the motor.
Is there a humidity knob you can turn down?
Yeah, no. So what we do is once in a while we just go in there and we go ka-chunk, and then we take out sheets of ice and throw them out the kitchen door.
Or serve them with cocktails.
Or when I renovate the kitchen, the fridge is coming out of that cubby, and that's going to be a pantry. Anyway, listen, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Geez, just chatting like this.
Does anybody care about anything we talked about this morning? We forgot you were there. Hi, thanks for joining us. We'll pay more attention to you, I promise. Hot Chocolate Express, Arch and Maitland Motors coming up after this. Stay with us.
Last year we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
So Luann was referencing before we came to this interview about businesses, local businesses, sort of second, third generation businesses, and here we are. You are an example of that with Maitland Motors, right?
Yes.
This is Judith, everybody. Judith, is it Kovala?
Kovala, yes.
Judith Kovala.
Yeah.
People often think your name is Judith Maitland.
Yes.
I did not know. Tell me the story of where Maitland is.
Yeah, so Maitland is my father, and his first name is Maitland.
And his Maitland Kovala?
No,
because that's your married name.
That's right. No, his name is Maitland Lewis.
So that's for your brother.
Yeah, Brent Lewis is my brother.
And the two of you now own Maitland Motors that your father started.
Yes.
But he started with a gas station?
Yeah, he was just a young guy from Montreal City that wanted the northern life, and he moved up to Thessalon to count mice with the ministry, and met my mother, and the rest is history.
He met your uncle, first of all,
well,
right?
first he met my uncle,
Who introduced him to a lovely lady. Anyway, I told Judith when we were talking before the show, I said, you got to come on just as a guest to talk about the history of Maitland Motors, because it's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. But anyway, the reason you're here today, though, Judith, is because you and Bree together are Maitland Ford, and is it Maitland Ford or just Maitland Motors? Because you're more than...
Well, it's Maitland Ford Lincoln.
Okay.
It's the new name. It was always Maitland Motors in the past.
Okay, Maitland Ford Lincoln.
Yes.
Maitland, you're a major sponsor? You are the sponsor?
Yeah, we're the trail sponsor and the major sponsor.
For what, Bree?
For Chocolate Express out at Stokely Creek this Sunday.
I love it. Michael's got some pictures from previous events. It looks like you guys have had a blast doing this.
It's so much fun.
I saw pictures of like people over there. They all are. That's at Stokely, right?
Yes.
Look at how beautiful. It's cross country, obviously.
Yep, there's our chef Tom.
Is it just skiing, or is it snowshoeing, or is it whatever you want?
So you can either snowshoe or ski on the trails. It's up to you. And we have the lovely help from Maitland Motors, who...
This is the one that I love. Look, they're outside and they...
With the churros, yeah. So Maitland Motors shuttles people from Mountain View School all the way to Chocolate Express so that we can have as many participants as possible. So they really make this event for us.
Look at this, they're roasting marshmallows over an open fire.
Yeah.
And then you can put the marshmallow in your hot chocolate. Is that true?
Yeah.
We definitely can.
Okay, so you're shuttling people from where?
Okay, so from what happened was a couple of years ago, they had such an enormous response to this event that people couldn't get parked close enough to the bottom of where the trail starts. So I remember I went that first year, and I was like, I had to walk a couple kilometers practically to get to the bus because that many people came. So we wanted to be involved with Arch. We're a really proud supporter of Arch in different events, and we thought, how can we help out with this? So it just made sense. Cars, vehicles, and a great cause.
Yeah.
And so we decided to. That was how we could. That's how we could help. How we could be involved in a unique way.
How many shuttles do you have? Is it a bus? What do you use?
No, well, we've in the past used probably about 7 or 8 trucks, SUVs. And vehicles.
Who's driving?
All our staff, different staff are volunteering. Our staff are volunteering their time on Sunday.
It's amazing. In the cold.
Yeah.
And they're driving all these people from their cars to the
event.
To the trails.
Yeah. So this way, we just want to give them a comfortable ride to the hill and make it like an easy experience for them.
Because also, if you're lugging skis, that could be a long. Right?
But the great thing is just that there's so many people that come out to the event.
To support the event.
Yeah, and it is so much.
Did you say you're a trail sponsor too?
Well, that's what our title is, but what we're really doing is transporting people.
So Bree, tell me a little bit about the event itself and some details and where people go to get more information, how we register. Tell me all that stuff, Bree.
So you can register online until Friday at 5 p.m. or you can register day of
Where do we register online?
Daisy's Cabin. On archhospice.ca.
Archhospice.ca.
/ Chocolate Express.
Okay, yes.
So it's $25 to register, and that includes your trail pass, which is the exact same price as a registered trail pass, regular trail pass, which Stokely helps us out with. Okay. And then while you're there, you get hot chocolate, coffee, you can have treats.
Wait, that's all included?
Yes.
Oh, so you're getting the regular cost of a trail pass, but the bonus of having the hot chocolate, the treats.
And helping a great cause.
Well, absolutely a great cause. I don't want to. We haven't talked about this, but does your family have personal experience with Arch, Judith, or?
No, not directly, but just.
Have you been out there?
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh. No, and I know a lot of the people who've been impacted. Out there and work out there,
And one of the things also I like to bring up whenever I talk about Arch is the stuff you do for the families, even beyond that you have ongoing grief counseling, all that kind of stuff is available.
Yeah. So we have before, during, and after.
Before, during, and after care for the family members.
Yes.
Absolutely. So now, participants last year, what was your turnout like? It sounds like it was massive.
Around 400 people.
How much fun is that, though, to be out there with that kind of an energy, right?
I know, it's awesome. So hopefully everyone comes early this year, and if they want to register day of, they can go to the Day Ski Cabin, which is on the first cabin on your left when you guys start to get to the event.
Okay.
And they can either cash or check.
Cash or check? And online, of course, is easy peasy. Yes. You can use credit card or whatever payment you want.
And we have tickets at the dealership.
At Maitland?
Yeah.
And at Arch Hospice.
And at Arch. Yes. Tickets are available. How are they going? I mean, I would imagine that they're... Because is there a cap on it or no? Can it just go and go?
Just go. Yeah, it can go.
That's the great thing about this kind of an event is that there's no limit to the number of people you can handle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
When you go, the fun part is you go in and you register, and there's the cabin is full of coffee, hot chocolate, all kinds of cookies. And then when you go on the trail, there's stations that you go to where you saw the photo of them with the fire. So you go to these destinations as you're snowshoeing or skiing.
Who's manning those?
We have volunteers manning those stations.
Arch volunteers? Yeah. Are there other partners involved
So Stokely Creek is our other partner. They help us tremendously. So their staff help us set up the stations, put up all the routes, make sure the fires are going. They're amazing.
What time of day does this run from till when?
So it'll go from noon, 12 o'clock, until about 4:30.
Okay, when does the shuttle start, Judith?
Okay, the shuttles start at 11:30.
Oh.
And so people
from Mountain View School.
From Mountain View School. So if people are just come into Mountain View, park there, and then we shuttle from any time between 11:30 and 1:30.
Okay.
And then
to get them out there.
To get them there, and then we start at 3 o'clock. And work go until 4:30.
Oh, that's nice. So there's lots of options for time.
Yeah. There's options for time.
Question: the trails.
Yes.
Are there designated trails lengths? I mean, I'm talking about maybe somebody who is.
They're all routed. Yeah.
They are all routed.
And if anyone gets too cold, we'll come pick them up.
Fantastic. And you're going to have people on the trails, obviously, at those different points. So communication is open.
Yes, exactly.
Children.
Children are more than welcome.
Are there shorter trails? I haven't, to be honest,
There's the 2K. I'm not much of a
country.
You can snowshoe. Do you have snowshoes?
I don't, but I do I don't own snowshoes, but do they rent stuff out there?
You can, yeah. You'd have to contact.
That was a good question. See how you led me right into that one. Good for you.
Contact Stokely correctly ahead of time, preferably, to see if you can rent some snowshoes.
To rent, okay.
They're a good investment in Northern Ontario too.
You're not kidding. Just to even get into your backyard. Now, donate the proceeds going to Arch.
Yes.
Is all of this going directly to Arch?
Yes.
Then?
Yeah, we have lovely volunteers that do all the baking. Tim Horns donates the hot chocolate and coffee. David's Tea donates chocolate treats and chocolate tea. It's amazing.
The community really comes together.
Yeah.
How are things going this year for fundraising? I know that you need to. Is it $750,000?
Just started this year.
Did you know this about their budget? $750,000. This is an older number. It might have changed by now, just to keep the doors open.
Yeah.
That's the minimum.
Just to keep the doors open.
Yeah.
So, and that's all done through fundraising.
Yes.
It's because of people like you, Judith and Maitland Ford Lincoln, and all the volunteers. For people who might want to volunteer, Bree, since you're just starting your fundraising campaign,
they can contact Julie Primo directly.
Julie Primo is the one to talk to. Okay, and that's Premo, I think, right? Okay.
J at archhospice.ca.
jpremo at archhospice.ca. The other thing I want to mention too is if people out there are looking for a cause, if you're a group, a school, a community organization, and you're looking for a charity, there you go. Arch is the one, all right?
Volunteer, donate.
Volunteer, donate.
There's lots of great charities in Sault Ste. Marie.
And you are going to be in touch with, because I definitely want to hear about Maitland and the history of Maitland and Sault Ste. Marie. So fascinating. Sure. Judith, it's so nice to have you on the show finally.
Thank you so much for
Bree,
having me.
It's always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Sunday at Stokely Creek. See
you there.
We'll see you there, and we'll see you in a minute with Luann.
This is On TV.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
that.
Good.
It's Static Electricity Day.
I can't stand static. Oh my God, it makes me crazy.
Really? You know where we get it?
You know what?
No.
With a girl who's got some curves that she doesn't really necessarily want to have, and then you get a static cling thing happening, and it just looks and focuses on ripples and bumps and lumps, and I hate it.
Do you carry a can of static guard?
No, I have some in my closet though. I'm telling you, I just can't
Look, it
stand
really is
static.
a thing, static
I
electricity
know.
day.
And then it gets in your hair, or you don't even know what's going to happen.
What?
You put on a coat, you get to work, and like your everything's stuck. Like, you know, everywhere you don't want it to. That's of course where it's going to stick. I can't.
I don't like getting shocked.
No, those hurt.
And our fridge here shocks me every time I
Does it?
So do you do the thing? Here's what I do. If I have a regular thing that shocks me, I'll walk up and I'll go, and I'll hit it so that the sack takes the stick of the shock.
Get it before you.
Don't shock me.
That's funny.
You think you could channel static electricity? Could you channel it?
What do you mean channel?
Well, I mean, could you save it all up?
Oh.
Is that a thing? Like,
Probably
it must
not.
be a thing. I'll bet you there's a thing where they where they do static electricity and save it up and make like one big.
Maybe they could get like a vacuum cleaner and suck the back of your clothing and
save up. That doesn't make any sense, Luann.
Well, how else would you do it? What would you do with static?
I would get metal and rub things and save it somewhere where it becomes a conductor, and then all the electricity would be trapped in that one little area, and then you'd zap it and let it go, and it would turn on a light bulb.
Sounds very scientific, doesn't it?
I stopped taking science in grade 10.
Couldn't tell.
I was too busy watching television. I was such a. Were you a TV kid?
I was a TV kid.
TV addict growing
addicted.
up. And today is the birthday of one of my favorite guys from television, Bob Denver.
Gilligan!
He's dead now. But it was.
But still, he makes me smile.
Gilligan, Bob Denver. Did you used to watch Gilligan's Island?
I loved it.
Who did you want to be? Because, generally if you ask
Marianne.
somebody. You did, eh?
Yeah.
I pictured you. Look at Bob Denver.
I didn't like Ginger.
You didn't like Ginger?
She was a little bit, too much. I mean, I know that was her role. I know that's what
I
she
had
was
a crush
supposed
on
to
the
be.
professor.
Did you?
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
Russell, whatever his name was.
Yeah, he was cute. Definitely.
I wanted
You didn't have a crush on the captain? What's wrong with you?
The skipper, you mean?
Skipper. Skip to my do.
No. No, if I wanted to be anybody, me, it was going to be Ginger. I wanted to be Ginger because of the gowns. She, for that
and the hair
for that
and the lashes.
For that 3-hour tour, she packed 16 beaded gowns.
Right? I don't know how she did it.
For that 3-hour.
I wanted Mr. and Mrs. Howell's money.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be like Marianne. I thought Marianne and the professor should have gotten together.
They should have hooked up?
I think so.
And then I think that Ginger and Gilligan should have hooked up.
I think that Ginger and the skipper should have hooked up. Could you imagine?
I think the skipper and the people with the bones in their noses should.
Yeah.
He could have fed them forever.
He could have fed them forever.
Oh,
and ever. Did you hear about Meghan and Harry?
Okay, the royals.
Yes, Prince Harry and Meghan have decided that they are stepping down from senior royal duties.
How can you retire from being a prince?
Well, that's kind of exactly what he's doing. They're going to actually split their time between the UK and North America.
I hope it's Canada.
And lots of people are thinking it's Canada because they spent Christmas here in
BC,
Vancouver. And she has tons of friends, of course, having done Suits in Toronto, the show Suits. So lots of people are anticipating that it will be Canada. No definite word on that, though. But they're going to be financially self-sufficient.
They're not going to live off the royal coffers anymore.
What?
This has got to be a first, without somebody being like abdicated.
Yeah.
And even when what's his name was abdicated,
he got an allowance.
His first name, they called him David. What was his as the King George? No. Anyway, they were still on the payroll.
Yeah, but they said, you know what? Welcome
to modern royalty.
Imagine having a chat like that with the Queen.
Saying, "Mummy."
Grammy.
Oh yeah, Grammy. Wow.
I don't want to play a role
I think that's impressive.
Anymore.
You know what? To be honest, if I were the prince and I got to live in a palace, I wouldn't move to Canada.
I would not move.
I'd go to Mystique, that island that they still own.
I would put my feet up and be wherever I wanted to be.
Oh, well, good for them. They're better people than we are.
I guess.
You know, you have the news now, Luann. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. Okay. So please stay tuned after this break. Local news coming up.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Hundreds of thousands of Ontarians will soon have to say goodbye for good to their old red and white health cards. The Canadian Press has learned the government has set July 1st as the date the cards will no longer be accepted. It comes more than 25 years after the province first announced those cards would be phased out. There are still about 300,000 red and white health cards in circulation, representing about 2% of all Ontario health cards. Health Minister Christine Elliott says those cards are more susceptible to fraud than the newer cards, which feature a photo and a signature. She says people who still have the old health cards will get notices this month, and after that they will get monthly reminders to get a new card. Elliott also said that the card will not be accepted for services after July 1st, and anyone who has to pay up front for doctor's office or special services will be reimbursed once they get a new health card. Alberta Premier Jason Kenney expressed solidarity with Alberta's Iranian community, which lost many members in a plane crash near Tehran. He says he understands several were in Iran to attend a wedding of University of Alberta postgraduate students.
Obviously, we are very hopeful that the Iranian authorities will cooperate with Canada, Ukraine, and international authorities to have a full and independent inquiry into the causes of the crash of the Ukrainian International Airlines Flight 752. It is essential that we have full cooperation and transparency to know what the causes were.
Meanwhile, schools across Ontario were in mourning yesterday as more than a dozen students were revealed to have perished in in that plane crash in Iran. As details of the deadly crash unfolded over the course of the day, universities, colleges, and public schools lowered their flags to half-mast to honor the dead and offered supports for the grieving. Several community groups planned tributes, organizing vigils outside the University of Toronto's Family Housing Office last night and at a mosque and a civic centre in the city's North End today. Nearly 100 Canadian fire experts have been sent to Australia to help battle one of the worst wildfire seasons that country has ever seen. And Prime Minister Justin Trudeau told his Australian counterpart yesterday the country is ready to do more. In a phone conversation with Australia's Prime Minister Scott Morrison, Trudeau expressed his condolences and sorrow on behalf of all Canadians for the deaths and destruction caused by the wildfires and for the major loss of wildlife and natural devastation. A spokesperson for Foreign Affairs Minister François-Philippe Champagne said all Australia has requested so far is more people. Canada has offered money and equipment to aid other countries in the past, including a $15 million offer of cash and temporary use of some water bombers when the Amazon rainforest was on fire in Brazil and Bolivia last summer. Global Affairs Canada has not yet said whether any of that money flowed or if the water bombers were actually deployed.
That I walked into that briefing undecided as to whether to support the resolution under the War Powers Act introduced by Senator Kane. Now, Senator Kane and I have had some discussions. I've got some concerns with some of the language, particularly in some of the whereas clauses that he's introduced.
Two U.S. Republican senators said they will join Democrats in voting for a resolution to limit President Trump's military action regarding Iran. This came after a closed-door briefing on the drone strike that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani.
Not acceptable for officials within the executive branch of government, I don't care whether they're with the CIA, with the Department of Defense, or otherwise, to come in and tell us that we can't debate and discuss the appropriateness of military intervention against Iran. It's un-American, it's unconstitutional, and it's wrong. And I hope and expect that they will show greater deference to their own limited power in the future and to the power that belongs to Congress.
The argument has been made that the use of authorization of force voted on in 2002 to go to war with Saddam Hussein and his government is justification for anything they want to do in Iraq today, including killing an Iranian general. I see no way in the world you could logically argue that an authorization to have war with Saddam Hussein has anything to do with having war with people currently in Iraq. I think we need to have a debate about the separation of power.
This past year. Last year we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
So poor Justin Bieber. People on Instagram and social media have been criticizing him lately because of the way he's looking. He's looking gaunt. He's looking, so everybody's like, oh yeah, he
looks so gaunt. He's beautiful.
So now he's like, they're accusing him of being on drugs. Well, he went on Instagram and actually confessed that he has Lyme disease. And Lyme disease is debilitating.
Who just got over that? Avril Lavigne battled it for...
and you know what? Once you have it,
how do you get it?
I think you always have. Yeah, it's a tick that actually bites you. And the Hadids, the two sisters are supermodels. One of them had it and has it, as well as the mom.
What does it do? What does it do?
It exhausts you and makes you feel ill. Everything in your body hurts. It took Avril Lavigne 2 years.
I thought so.
To get back to herself, and she's finally there, but it's with you apparently forever. And then on top of that,
what do you mean? It's always in your system?
Yeah, it's always in your. I mean, you can manage it.
Can it come back and
I don't know if it can flare up again. Imagine.
Goodness.
But on top of that, he also had a chronic case of mono.
Oh my
Could you
goodness.
imagine how crappy
Lyme disease and mono?
Good night. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Not at all yummy.
How did he even get the strength to, And then, of course, his wife.
Write a song.
Right? Haley,
about having a love life. How did he get the strength to have a love life?
Right? Haley, his wife.
She's ticked off. Oh, just kidding.
Oh!
No, anyway.
She's on social media just bashing people because trolls are like, sure he has Lyme disease. You guys will do anything as an excuse. And so she just like, wow. Yeah. Don't be dissing my Justin.
Why are people so mean?
Right? Just hateful.
I had to stop. I've spent a lot of time on Twitter, and I've spent a lot less time on it lately. I don't
do Twitter or Facebook.
It was getting me depressed and a little angry.
Well, it does. And then Instagram is one too, where I heard a celebrity, I forget who it was actually at the moment, but they talked about how over the Christmas holidays, one of the people that I actually follow on YouTube that does makeup presentations, she lives in England, and she said that over the holidays she quit Instagram, and she said she did not realize how much time she spent on Instagram, because it's generally just pictures, right? And you just keep flipping.
It's very simple to see how much time you spend. It logs you. A lot of these devices will log you and tell you your screen time.
Oh,
so
really?
You can manage it. And
wow.
Absolutely.
That's smart.
And actually, at the end of my day, I think it comes up on my screen saying, this is your screen time for the week or whatever. Like, it doesn't even, I don't even ask for it. It just tells me.
Really?
But yeah, so I've taken a step back from it just because it's especially with Mr. What's his name from the States? Mr. Adderall.
Yeah, apparently everybody's scary stuff happening.
Hey, okay, Hiawatha Highlands.
Always a lovely place.
And there's a great event going on the Sunday rather. We're going to talk about that when we come back. So much fun. Be right back.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Hey, welcome back to Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim. As I told you, it's Hiawatha Highlands. We're going to have some fun, aren't we?
Absolutely.
I got Sandra and I got Tina here. Sandra, your title at Hiawatha is?
Marketing Director.
And Tina, your title is?
I'm the Operations Manager.
Right on. How are things going this year at Hiawatha Highlands?
Well,
what?
We've had a lot of trials and tribulations this year with Mother Nature. Yes.
Mother Nature has been giving us a hard time.
Because of what? Freezing or?
Freezing, snow building up on the branches hanging,
of course,
limbs
I never
snapping.
thought about that. The branches that have been breaking all over the city.
Yeah.
Did you guys get hit hard?
We did.
We did, but we have a fantastic group of staff and volunteers who've been out and have cleaned it all up. And
it truly takes a village.
Yeah.
Then the people who own this Superior Media live out on the lake, and their driveway was like a cave with the trees covering right over it.
And that's how all the trails were.
And that's dangerous,
Over 50 kilometers of trails. So
whoa, that's a ton of maintenance.
Absolutely.
We're just getting it finished up.
So volunteers do actually help work on the trails and stuff too, eh? It's a big part of it?
Well, we couldn't do it without their help.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a huge volunteer base out there.
We do.
But now we're going to have a party. Now that everything is back in ship shape and we've got some beautiful snow, I bet the trails are looking nice now with this new...
They are, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
It's groomed and lovely.
So what's going on? It's the Hiawatha Highlands 5th Annual Snowfest. Oh, the poster's up right now so the folks can see at home.
Good.
Tell me a little bit about what's going on out there.
Yeah, so on Sunday, January 19th, from 10 till 3, we're using the Sugar Shack at the Conservation Authority on the 5th line. And from there, there'll be cross-country ski and fat bike loppets. So there'll be a snowshoe run. There'll be guided snowshoe and self-guided snowshoe tours.
Okay, I'm hearing more and more snowshoes. They were just saying here on the segment before, because their event is the 12th. Yours is the week after, the 19th, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Invest in snowshoes, and it's a great thing in Northern Ontario just to have in general, and that fact that it's great exercise.
It is. It's fantastic.
Growing. It is growing. We bought a brand new fleet of snowshoes, I want to say 2 years ago.
Did I snowshoe when I was out there with Alex last year?
Yes,
I skied and snowshoed. I did both, didn't I?
Yeah.
Snowshoes now are so different from what they are. They're light. They're aluminum.
Very much so.
Is that right? Are they aluminum?
Yeah. You can get aluminum. We have some very tough plastic. And these ones actually came from Europe. We ordered them in from over there, and very tough.
You have a really large supply of rental skis and snowshoes available, don't you?
Yep,
we do.
So if people want to come to this event and they don't have their own equipment,
they can just go into the Kin Center there on Landslide Road and just go and rent them for the day. Yep.
Now, is it always this inexpensive, or is this special on that day? I can't believe how affordable this is for this Sunday, January the 19th. If you haven't experienced Hiawatha and the gorgeous trails, $10 to get to use the trails that day?
We're trying to make it as accommodating and as open for as many people as possible.
That's $10 only for 19 and over. If you're under 19, it's $5.
Yeah.
And if you've got a kid that's 4 and under, it's free.
Yeah. Yeah. So we want to try to make it as available, like I say, for as many people as possible for this event, and it's a lot of fun. As kids and families come out, and
so okay. Apart from the fat, now how many fat bikes do you have? Do you still have fat bikes, or do you have to bring your own fat bike?
Yes.
You got to bring your own fat bike.
Yeah,
you don't have fat bikes.
We don't have fat bike rentals.
Not yet.
But are there fat bike rentals in town, or do you have to own one? Do you know, do they rent at Belarusian?
I believe Belarusian does, yes.
I think they do too.
Yeah.
I believe they do. Check with Andre at Belarusian, and then you can rent a fat bike and bring it, because that's fun. And you're allowing that in the trails now, right?
Yes, on some of the trails.
Not all.
Only designated trails.
Designated trails to fat bike.
We do have some exciting news coming up real soon about our fat bike trails, but I can't
Sonny
say.
Spina will be very happy to hear that.
I can't say much more than that,
bike.
but more details are coming like within the next week.
So the 5K snowshoe run, are there prizes and stuff for this kind of stuff, or what? Or is that just like you're just doing it for yourself?
Yeah, it's a loppet, which means it's a Norwegian word that just means traversing over different terrain.
A loppet. I like that word. How do you spell it?
Here it is, loppet.
L-O-P-P-E-T. Loppet. I'm gonna use that in Scrabble.
And so it's a.
Words with friends.
It's at 10 o'clock is the registration, and they get their bibs, and 11 o'clock is a mass start. So it's not a race. It's a
when
loppet.
When you say bibs, is that the number that they win?
Yes. Yes. So people aren't racing against each other. No. They're racing, for their own time, for themselves.
Okay.
So again, and it's from 1 kilometer up to even 30 kilometers. So 1, 2, 5, 10, 15.
It's nice that you have a choice of what you want to do.
For sure.
Absolutely. So it goes, all different distances and different abilities for different people.
Oh yes, that's right there in the poster. Distances for all ability levels and ages. It's the guided snowshoe tours. It's hard to say, snowshoe tour. Are they various different distances as well? Various distances. I need more coffee. Tell me about the guided snowshoe tours.
Yeah, so there'll be like a 1 or 2 or 4 kilometers, depending on how far people want to go.
Okay, great. So one's that's nice.
Absolutely.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, and then we have guides. We'll take people out, or people want to go out on their own. Those trails will be marked.
Cookie stations.
Yes.
Gotta have cookie stations.
You're gonna have. Is this volunteers manning these stations or what?
Yes.
Okay. Where'd the cookies come from? People bake them?
Yes.
That's
volunteers.
Nice. Your volunteers bake too?
Yes.
But look at all these different. You got a lot of sponsors. I see Thompson Farms. That's fun out there.
So first of all, Feeding Your Soul Cafe is going to be serving the food. So we have food available.
Have you been to Feeding Your Soul? Feeding Your Soul is
fantastic.
on. What's it called?
White Oak Drive.
White Oak Drive, you guys. That's where the maple syrup people are too. Hogan's Homestead.
Yes.
Great place. Anyway, what about them?
So they're going to be doing the lunch or the food there, so people can go and buy their food.
Are you guys going to have chili again? Do you think?
They're going to have chili, wraps, soup, desserts
for sale.
Yeah.
Fabulous. You don't have to pack a lunch. It's there.
No, it's there.
Yeah. But
what about Thompson Farms?
So as far as the other sponsors, what we have is that if people buy their ticket before midnight on January 12th, so that's coming up this Sunday at midnight, they can enter a draw.
So a week in advance of the event, basically.
Yes.
Get your tickets.
So early bird draw. So the kind of draw that we have Thompson Farms. We have a 6-month wine club membership.
Get out of
where
here.
they get 6 bottles of wine.
Luann.
Delivered to them over 6 months. Okay,
I want to get the sparkling stuff because the sparkling stuff is delicious.
I'm sure you can decide from Thompson's which one you want.
Yeah.
Delta Hotel, The View restaurant is giving brunch for 4, a Sunday brunch for 4. Superior Exploration is giving ice or rock climbing course for 4.
Get out of here!
Yes.
This is so much fun.
Algoma Bicycle is giving a $50 gift certificate.
Do they sell fat bikes too? I wonder. Algoma Bicycle.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Oh, and we should mention them then because they're a sponsor.
They're
Hi, Algoma Bicycle on Queen Street.
Sponsor all the way through our winter season.
They have been. They've been wonderful sponsors. So those prizes are available to those who sign up before midnight on the 12th.
Okay.
And they are eligible to get those.
How do we sign up? Where to go? Oh, it says right here.
Yeah.
HiawathaHighlands.com. That's pretty simple.
Absolutely.
Register and pay right online?
Yes.
Oh, look, there's the poster up again so that people can see where the address is. Again, the time, starting at 10 a.m.?
10 a.m. for booking for registration and to get their bibs, and then 11 o'clock is the mass start.
Mass start at 11 o'clock. All ages, as you say. I mean, you've got kids under 4 even. Yeah. Well, because you know what? You see these little kids on their little snowshoes and stuff, right? They really do that stuff.
Do.
Or take a kid in your little backpack. Yeah. I was going to ask you about the Sugar Shack. So that is located, for people who don't know, it's 5th line, isn't it?
Yes.
Basically, if you come up, what's that one road that comes all the way up?
So it's Landslide Road, and there's the T intersection that goes to on the 5th line.
One goes
turn left.
Turn left. Don't go towards like the trails and stuff. Go left to the Sugar Shack. That's where we're starting this event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So registration online, you can enter to win some of those amazing prizes. And Algoma Bicycle, thank you again for being a sponsor and having those fat bikes that are available as well. Skis for rent. And your staff out there will tell you everything. Like, they will measure you. They know everything, right?
Yes, they do. They know. It's basically a general rule of thumb that we run by. If you go to a ski shop, they'd get a little bit more fine tuning with your weight, your height, and that sort of thing. But general rule of thumb, we get you out there.
When I went out there, they knew everything about me. They just said, you want this and this, and this is the height, and this is the blah blah blah. So you're all looked after.
We just check you up and down, and we know what to do.
All right. Thanks for being here. It's always nice to see you, ladies.
Oh, perfect.
Come back anytime. The event again is on Sunday, January the 19th, Hiawatha Highlands 5th Annual Snowfest. We'll be back to say goodbye with Luann. Security, not just in Sault Ste. Marie, but Wawa, Sudbury, it's KC Security.
Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. He won't let me do the jingle. He's heard me sing.
Tomorrow's Friday!
We did it again, another week. Tickety boo.
Just Just like that. We'll
Just
see you
like that.
tomorrow on Mornings with Luann and Tim. We have a great show for you. Fur and Feathers Friday makes a return after being gone for the holidays.
We'll see you tomorrow.